But I'm going to interrupt you then. Here's the problem. We don't feel safe. You might be working closely with Mayor Adams. You may have spent a whole lot of money, but I walk into my pharmacy and everything is on lockdown because of shoplifters. I'm not going in the subway. People don't feel safe in this town. So you may have done these things, but right now we're not feeling good. We're worried we could be San Francisco.
1 year later.
We all witnessed the horrible tragedy on the F train heading to Brooklyn, a train my wife would take every single day. I am calling on Governor Hochul. I am begging and pleading with you to resign now. This job is just beyond you. Unfortunately, in New York, there is no recall. So I'm asking you to do the right thing. Everyone knows that New York is in decline. We are the laughingstock of the rest of the country. Governor Hochul, please find something else to do with your life. You took pictures the day before the tragedy telling New York how safe the subways were. How pathetic. Governor Hochul, we beg you, we plead with you. You may mean well, but being governor is just not for you. Get out of the way, please, before the holiday even starts.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So once again, we got to follow up on the bombshell story of the Christmas holiday involving the illegal immigrant from Guatemala deciding to randomly torch a woman on fire in the New York subway. Now, this story is a big deal for multiple reasons. One, it highlights the fact that you have illegal immigrants over here in this country committing heinous crimes like this. I mean, stuff we've never heard of before, right? We've never heard of illegal immigrants doing stuff like this until the Biden administration allowed all these illegals into the country, mainly military-age men, okay? And you're seeing the consequences of allowing these military-age men into this country the way that Biden did. Now, it also pushes back against the narrative from the left, which is that, hey, crime is down, right? Crime being up is a conspiracy. It's not real, even though that is what a vast majority of people on the ground feel. They feel like crime is up. In fact, they feel like crime is the worst that it's been since the 90s. But again, if you listen to Democrats, no. Crime is actually down.
Say a lot of things with statistics, and I see the percentage that crime is down 42% since 2021. But if you look back to pre-pandemic, and I know you like to say that overall crime is down 12% since the pandemic, but murders are up 200%, felony assault is up 55%, and burglary is up 140%. So are you saying that this is progress?
Are you talking about statewide, city, or subway?
No, crime in the transit system. I'm sorry, Governor. Yes, crime in the subway system.
Okay, you want to answer that?
Yeah, so again, that's the narrative, right? The narrative that crime is down, okay, and that the subway systems are safe, despite the fact that just about a year ago, Hochul had to put the National Guard in the subways, right, because they were that unsafe. But again, listen to the media. No, it's safe, right? It's safe. Don't worry, nothing to worry about here, okay? It's just a right-wing conspiracy. Hochul was seen pushing propaganda about how safe the subways were around the time of this heinous crime against this woman in which she was set on fire in the subway system. Again, the video is crazy to watch. One of the craziest videos I've ever seen in my life. I mean, a woman was essentially burned alive while sleeping by a non-citizen, an illegal immigrant. And Hochul was pretending as if the subways are safe, that she got it on lock, that she has the issue taken care of. Yeah, it's safe to ride the subways. And then this happens, which, again, is why people are now calling for her to resign. People are saying enough is enough. Clearly, you're in over your skis. You can't handle running this state because this state, under your governance, has been an absolute disaster.
New York Governor Kathy Hochul has triggered an outrage after sharing a post about the improvement in subway safety on the same day that a woman was killed here in New York City. Following the burning of a woman on a Brooklyn subway train by an illegal Guatemalan immigrant, Kathy Hochul is being called to now step down and resign. The 33-year-old Sebastian Zapita Khalil is accused of arson and first and second degree murder. Elon Musk is among those who have criticized Hochul. He reposted Representative Richie Torres's post calling Hochul to resign. On the same day the woman was killed, Hochul posted about an increase in subway safety, which sparked outrage. Hochul's post also garnered calls of resignation from several others. Brooklyn State Assemblyman Dub Highkind said on X, quote, "We all witnessed the horrible tragedy on the F train. I am calling on Governor Hochul and begging and pleading with you to resign now." And some other citizens also called for Hochul's resignation as well. On Sunday, a horrific act of violence shook New York. A woman died after being set on fire inside a subway train in Brooklyn. The attack, described by the city's police commissioner as depraved beyond comprehension, raises urgent questions about subway safety and illegal migration into New York.
Yeah, so I want you guys to understand, New York State, New York City have been taken over by illegal immigrants. Okay, you got illegal immigrants conducting gang operations in New York City, running mass theft and robbery operations, murders happening, they're beating up police officers, they're setting random people on fire in the subway. They're doing all these things. And part of the reason why they're there is because of the Democrats and their sanctuary city policies at the local level and the Democrats and their open border policies at the federal level. Remember, Kathy Hochul was one of these Democrat governors back in 2021 saying, hey, illegals are welcome here, right? Everybody is welcome in New York City. That is what she was saying until she had to change her tune after New York got exactly what they've been asking for. Take a look.
As you know, the Statue of Liberty is inscribed. It says, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled young masses yearning to be free, the wretched refuse to a teeming shore." And that statement encapsulates our values. We want people to come here, despite where they came from or despite the circumstances that drove them to this country and to this state. We say you are welcome here. We are welcome with open arms, and we'll work to keep you safe. We'll not only house you, but we'll protect you. So our message to the world is, send us your people, send us those who need the cloak of comfort that we can demonstrate as New Yorkers with big hearts and open arms, and we'll provide a safe haven.
We have to let the word out that when you come to New York, we're not going to have more hotel rooms. We don't have capacity. So we have to also message properly that we're at our limit. If you're going to leave your country, go somewhere else. But the smarter thing is to apply for asylum before you leave your country.
Yeah. Yeah, Democrats get exactly what they asked for. Okay, the best way to red pill a leftist, a liberal, a Democrat, progressive, whatever you want to call them, just give them what they want. Give them what they want. Okay, because when you give them what they want, they'll finally realize, hey, wait, we really didn't want this, right? We wanted this for the red states. Okay, we wanted this for conservatives. We didn't want this for us. Okay, that's essentially how it goes. So again, Kathy Hochul here is getting a lot of backlash. A lot of people criticizing her. A lot of people saying she should resign over this latest incident.
I don't understand where they're going to come up with this insanity defense. I mean, this seems to be alcohol, related, and that's not a defense that you're drunk. All right, this individual, for whatever reason, it's premeditated. We don't know whether he used an accelerant at this point. Right. It's a good chance he probably did. Maybe used alcohol. We don't know. And we don't know if this woman was sleeping or what the circumstances are. It did happen rapidly, though. That's the thing. And I did see the video of him fanning with his shirt. I mean, it's ridiculous that somebody stands there. And then you have people in the background saying that's a person in there. It's a person in there. I mean, this is a horrific crime for anybody to see. And the fact that they're already setting up an insanity defense, leaves a lot to be desired.
Yeah, like we reported, his lawyer is asking for a psychiatric evaluation. Raphael, your reaction to what?
Yeah, so, they can say the guy's insane all they want, but, I mean, clearly he's sane enough to get deported and then to come back into the country, to sneak back into the country, and then to go to New York. I mean, yeah, he's sane enough to realize what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. And in my opinion, it doesn't matter if he's insane. He's here illegally, right? So if you're here illegally and you commit these type of crimes, then you have to be punished to the maximum extent of the law, right? You don't get an insanity defense. You don't get to say I was insane, okay? You don't get to say that. Ultimately, in the day, it's not our job to take care of other countries' insane people. Okay, and unfortunately, New York does not have capital punishment, which, you know, in my opinion, I think in situations like this, so again, why are we wasting taxpayer money locking this dude up for the rest of his life when we know he did it? We know he did it. He's going to be found guilty. You know, hey, I don't see why we should continue to waste taxpayer money on this guy. I'm just saying. So when you're a legal immigrant, see, that's the problem. They want to treat you like you're a citizen, like you got rights. Like I said, you don't have rights like a citizen. You're here illegally. Okay, that's the main problem. That's the number one issue. They want to treat illegals like they're citizens. In fact, they treat the illegals better than citizens. And then they turn around and tell you that you're a bad person for pointing it out and having a problem with it, right? That's what they do. The gaslighting is insane.
What we saw happen play out on Sunday.
I mean, it really is one of the most gruesome crimes that I've ever, been a secondhand witness to. Just seeing the videos. I mean, I've been covering crime for about a decade now, and this is, tops the list in terms of sickest things that I've ever seen. But it's something that reflects a confluence of factors that people who have been worried about public safety in New York have been talking about for quite a while. Right? It's a combination of the homelessness crisis in the subways specifically. It's the disorder, the public intoxication, the public drinking, the public drug use, particularly on the subways. If any of that stuff had been policed, and we don't even know if this person paid the fare to get into the train yet, but if any of that stuff had been policed, it's possible that this could have been avoided. And of course, there's also the issue of the fact that he was a migrant, right? I mean, the migrant crisis is something that a lot of people, particularly on the right in New York City, have been talking about for many years now. It's someone who was deported. The porous border has to be addressed at some point.
Joe, there is surveillance video, like you and I just discussed, of this gruesome murder. The NYPD initially struggled to get the fire out. They didn't have fire extinguishers at first. Like you mentioned, there are bystanders on the platform. No one was able to save this woman. What do you make of that?
I mean, it's a very rapid progressing scene. And you see people that are looking and they can't go in because the car is engulfed. I mean, there's smoke in there, there's everything in there. And the police come, and I don't know. It's just, I'm not going to second guess anybody, but it's a tough scene to assess and just jump into if you don't have the proper things to respond with, like a fire extinguisher, like a large blanket or something to throw over. You don't know. And I most certainly would not second guess, though. But to Raphael's point, though, this is what we're faced with in New York City. This is somebody that was deported. So we did have information on this individual, but there's so many out there that we have nothing on. We have no identification for them whatsoever. And the only time you do get something is when they do commit a crime. But the fact that this individual was deported and was able to get back into the country, that's very troublesome. And how many of them are there out there right now?
Let me stick with you.
Yeah, that's a good question. How many of them are out there right now? And again, this is why these Democrats sound so silly when they come out here and they push back against the mass deportations, when they push back against Tom Homan and the demands that he's making. Work with the feds. Work with the feds. And see, that's why they're going to lose. This is why I'm hoping that Trump actually tries to defund these sanctuary cities. I hope they do, because that is a battle that the Democrats are going to lose. Because I'm going to tell you guys, we may have won the election, but it's not over yet, right? We still have to continue to work hard, because we still have lunatic Democrats that are in office. And we have to get them out of office at the state level. I mean, shoot, that's even more important than the federal, to be honest with you. State, that's even more important. We have to continue to work to expose the craziness of these policies and get these Democrats elected out of office, right? That's what we have to do. So yes, the defunding of the sanctuary cities, it has to happen, because it will bankrupt those cities. And when those cities go bankrupt, the people will revolt against the Democrat leaders in the city, and we'll have some change, right? That has to be one of the final processes to get these people elected out of office, right? That's how we finish the job. We finish the job by defunding the sanctuary cities, okay? Force the Democrats to choose between the American people, safety, or the illegals, right? And if Democrats choose to side with the illegal immigrants, then the American people will probably end up turning against them, because they're not going to get federal funding. It's going to be harder for them to enforce laws. Crime will explode. And again, the Democrats are going to take the blame, because everybody agrees that the illegal immigrants, especially the ones that are criminals, should be deported. and that local governments should be working with the feds in order to deport them. So, hey, after all this, if these Democrats still want to stand behind allowing unfettered illegal immigration and, protecting the illegal immigrants, be my guest. But it's going to be an extremely unpopular position to take. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.